Cain Country begins in 1 minute.
Socialism at record levels. Acceptance with the Democratic Party, and it seems to be bleeding over into some of those popular figures that supported President Donald Trump. Today on Will Cain Country. It is Will Cain Country, streaming live at the Will Cain Country YouTube channel, the Will Cain Facebook page, but always here by following us at Spotify or on Apple. Tinfoil Pat, Kayce Smith from Barstool, and he's back, two-a-days Dan from his adventures in the Great White North. How far north into Canada were you?
Nova Scotia, baby. It took a while.
And how white was it?
It was, there's white
All
caps
white
in the water. Oh, that way. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Oh, is that not what they mean
No.
when they say the Great White North?
I don't think so.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that.
10 years ago.
It's more about
That's
the
what they
snow.
say.
There's
They
lots of
still call it
snow
that.
and, white cap mountains.
Snow. Oh, I see. I didn't know. Were you guys getting nervous once again? What's up, Kayce?
Yeah.
Hi, it feels weird to be in New York doing this show after doing it with you in person all of July. Feels strange.
I know.
I can't glare at
I
you
know.
as much on this side of things.
No, I do
Summer's
think we
coming
need to
to
get
an
you like a
end.
tether, Will, by the way. We'll just tether you to the...
What does that mean?
So like before the show starts, we'll have you can go about 5 feet away from the
No,
mic.
I need an intercom. I'll just yell at him. Hey, come to the microphone. Starting. Let's go.
You freaked Justin
I
out
looked at my
last week.
clock. It said 59. And then I walked in here, and it looked like I was 30 seconds late into the show. And I was like, oh, well, I got a new phone. And I don't know. Maybe it's not right, the timing on my new phone. I'm having trouble with text messages. Getting a new phone is one of the most stressful things in the world for me. Like, if you ranked things. Am I alone?
I feel like
Am
it's
I
gotten.
alone?
I feel like it's gotten a lot
It's the
easier. It
worst.
used to be. It used to be where you had to sit and sync it forever. Like you had to sit at the store or sit at your laptop. Now they can
Yeah.
just sync right away. So that's not. I'm not stressed out anymore.
I will tell you, Kayce, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah. Like, I left the store. I'm like, that's it? You're not going to do anything? You just hand me the phone in the box, and that's that?
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
just,
yeah,
you
you're
just
good
put
to go.
it next to your old phone and it just immediately syncs it. It wasn't that long ago, I feel like, in New York City, I had to sit at an AT&T store because they were having a hard time transferring all of my data over, and they had to do it like manually.
Exactly.
You know, that's old
Well,
news now.
my old
We lose all your
phone was
pictures
dead. Dead. Like, I could not boot my old phone.
Oh, that's
so
yeah,
then I
that's
was worried, but
stressful.
it did it from my iPad. I just set it next to my iPad, and boom,
Everything's in the
it was
cloud.
good to go. I guess so. I
Yeah.
never.
No,
that
there's
happened to me once where my phone.
There's something where you
What are you left with on your phone? Pictures and texts. No, but even your texts are in the cloud. Contacts. Are your contacts in the cloud? I think they are.
They can be.
Right? So really,
Yes.
any pictures that weren't backed up, it's only anything like pictures or contacts that you put in since the last backup. That's it.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it.
Otherwise, you don't need to buy storage anymore. Like, and that's not even a selling point. When I was in there and I was buying the new phone, I'm still like, oh, do I need to get the one with the big storage? And he's like, they all have the same amount of storage now.
Yeah.
Like the cheap phone
Really?
and the expensive phone.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
They
I
all
thought
have the
you
same.
said-
That's not a sales point.
But what happened when, because I always see, especially like moms of young kids being like, I've run out of space on my phone because I take so many photos of my kids. That's not a thing?
Well, the reason I think they're not doing that, that's possible, but the theory is you're buying your space in the cloud now.
Yeah.
So if you're backing it up, you're running out of space in your plan that you have in the cloud. But there really shouldn't be anything just on the device anymore.
It's kind of scary.
Therefore, you don't need all this storage. He said all that matters, the difference is the processor on the phone and the number of cameras or quality of
The
cameras.
camera is the main thing.
I got
which I don't
less,
care about.
Yeah, I got less cameras because I wanted the pink phone. They were like, well, the pink doesn't come with 3 cameras. I don't need 3 cameras. I only need 2. I want the pink phone.
It's
Really?
important.
Yeah.
The color
Priorities.
was that important.
Yeah, I wanted the pink, so I have like a clear background. But I mean, I feel like that's good. I didn't need 3 cameras. Will, you should give me a prize for that. Like, you would think I would want more cameras. I
The
don't.
difference is pretty staggering, though. The 3
You
cameras. It's pretty insane.
You can't buy a pink case for your phone.
You can.
So it's damn near impossible.
Patrick,
So
please.
you have to sacrifice the
I
cameras.
like the idea of the phone itself being pink. Okay. And I didn't need the 3rd
What's
camera.
your
because
favorite color, Kayce?
Yes, can you tell?
Yeah.
Who
Today I
needs
can.
3 cameras? Who?
Influencers.
Well, I don't even know why there's 3 cameras on here, but Dan's right.
It
Because I
looks
had
great.
the 2 camera before. I had and my pictures were not as good looking as people with the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care. I actually don't care that the picture's not as great as the person with the 3. But I will say, if you care, it is way better with whatever's going on here. By the way, it says 3, Dan, but then there's also like other stuff going on. There's a little thing over here and then a dot there. It's like 5 things in addition to the flashlight.
Yeah, you could shoot like a decent looking movie on that.
Yeah, they have music videos for certain.
Yeah.
I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know who the last musician was. There was a major musician that did that it was like the whole music video was shot on the iPhone.
The baseball games on Apple TV now, like I was watching the Yankees on it, they shoot half of it on an iPhone. It's insane.
I just don't care,
Yeah.
I guess. I just,
This whole industry is changing.
Yeah.
The whole industry is changing.
the biggest thing with a
see,
new phone
this
for
is
me
the
is that it
issue.
fits differently in my hand. That's always
good
my
point.
biggest thing. Like when I get a new phone, the adjustment of having to text with one hand or whatever, that's my biggest complaint.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most 2026 first world problem complaint.
It's a big problem.
I just pulled off technology. It's a huge.
I was
lift
very
for
proud
me.
of you just there.
I was too.
I was watching.
Did you see that?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you
He's
see
so
that?
proud of
I'm very
himself.
proud of
Watching?
you. Yeah, yeah.
Very proud of himself.
That was-
What a moment.
That was phenomenal. I was worried for 2 seconds.
Oh man, I got the new phone and I sent off I couldn't text. My phone crashed on Friday, and okay. I know you're riveted. You're listening at home, but that's what you do. You hang out with us.
Yeah.
My phone crashed on Friday morning. Right, moved my son into college on Friday, so that's why I was off on Friday. So yeah, I guess it's a clap, Dan. It's a bittersweet clap.
Yeah. It's a big moment for you.
So we moved our son into college on Friday, but I woke up Friday morning and my phone was done. It's like it didn't charge overnight. I tried charging it, every different box, every different cord, every different outlet. I couldn't get it back to life. And I didn't have time. On Friday, I don't have time to go to a store. On Saturday, it didn't really either because I'm doing more moving stuff and I'm driving back to Dallas from Austin. And so I just didn't have time until Sunday to go get a new phone. That meant I went 48 hours, more than 48 hours without a phone. Now, I do have an iPad, but my iPad is not connected to the internet. So, I mean, it's not connected to the cell. I have no cell plan on my iPad. So it only does, internet. And so when I would go back to my hotel room, twice a day, I checked my texts and I could text from my iPad, anybody that texted me. But what I'm getting at, long stretches of my day and night where I don't have any communication.
That's so nice.
And I know this sounds so trite and cliched. Fellas, lady, it was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bit of a detox where you reach for your phone. It's like a ghost arm. You reach for it and then you stop. And my level of presence went up by the hour, by the hour. I was with my younger son and we went somewhere, got some lunch and went to a store. And my wife went to Target because that's what you do when you move a kid into college. You make multiple trips to Target on things that you find out along the way that they need. And my younger son and I were walking around, and we were just talking. He goes, should we meet him at Target? And I go, I don't know where Target is. He's like, yeah.
How do we get there?
And I didn't have a phone. Yeah, I didn't have a phone to look it up.
You don't
So
have
I'm
your
like,
MapQuest printed out?
Yeah.
You don't have the printed out directions from back in the day?
Yeah.
Now, he had his phone, and I'm like, don't look it up. Let's just keep walking. Let's just go this way, you know? And it felt so good. And like walking at a leisurely pace,
Will time
talking,
traveled
not
to 25
glancing at
years
my
ago.
phone. I did. I time traveled, and let me tell you something. It was good back then.
Yeah.
And I liked my own behavior and my own emotional state better with my son that I'm the younger one. Like we laughed, we talked. It wasn't so, you know, here. Just that phone just puts it all right.
I was that way
right
last
there,
week,
you
too.
know?
I was completely unplugged. I didn't have an international plan, so I couldn't use my phone. It was great.
There's something about it though, because it's like you used to be on airplanes, you just didn't have the option. You just couldn't get on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So if you were on a plane, you knew you were unplugged. That's fine. But then when you're on a plane now and the Wi-Fi isn't working, it becomes stressful because people know you can be plugged in. Does that make sense? It's like you used to have the
People
excuse.
expect that
Now
out of
you
you.
don't have the
Yeah.
excuse. So when it's not working, it's more stressful than it should be. I hate that. I hate when there's Wi-Fi not working and I feel myself stressing out. Like, why can I not just sit here and read a book? Why do I need to be connected to the Wi-Fi? Our brains like have assimilated.
And by the way, Kayce, I've been reading a book lately, like literally a hardcover book. And I would do that instead of go to the internet. It feels so good. It really does. It feels so different.
Also, reading hardcover books, there's nothing that can ever. I cannot have a reader. I can't have a Kindle. I can't have any of that. I have to have the book in my hand. It makes me feel like I'm actually reading.
So I know we've talked about this. It reminded me of our friend Charlie Kirk, and it was the book that he wrote right before he died. Right, this was the thing that he wrote about, and that was basically his whole thing was observe the Sabbath, but. He's a lot of things that he did, but one of the main things is he set his phone down for a 24-hour period. He did it, and I remember this from the book that he wrote, Friday night to Saturday night. That's when he did it. And he was back after sundown on Saturday night to use it on Sunday. And he said that's the reason he doesn't do Sunday is because it's just more conducive to his work schedule. But he took one day fully present with his family, with his kids, not on that phone. And this little experience I had, now it took some logistics, and my wife and I talked about it. I said, this is something we should do. Like this, I just did this by accident. Now, like we went out and met people, and I could only check my text like twice a day. But I did have her ghost texting for me. I'd be like, hey, will you text Mark's wife? We're going to meet them later.
Like your
and just
assistant?
double check. Yeah, a little bit,
So you weren't
but not a
unplugged.
ton.
You were,
I was
but you
unplugged,
weren't.
but I did have that crutch.
Right.
My point is, so if I tried to do this, and I thought about it like during football season, right? Well, like I can't do Saturdays. I'm going to go to Austin. I'm going to go to UT games, and that's logistically, how do I meet up with my son? How do I meet up with this other couple that we're going to, or how do I get here? My ticket's on my phone. So I don't know how you do that. You know, I don't know how you do that. Maybe it goes back to being Sunday is your day, but Sunday I start preparing for work a little bit, and I need my phone and that kind of thing. I don't know when to do it, but I know that we need one of those 7 days to do it.
I think it's impossible.
This is what we need is for you to be less accessible.
Yeah.
Worse at
To
texting.
be honest, man, I worried about that. I was like, well, I don't know. Could either show staff be texting me? What if something goes horribly wrong? I'm like,
Breaking
you're not that
news.
important, dude.
Well,
They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I mean, I thought, I know this sounds like, what if somebody high level in government reaches out? You know, like, well, you know what?
yeah.
I guess they're not going to hear from me for 6 hours. That's the way it's going to be,
True.
which is kind of how I am anyway,
What if
right,
Pete
guys?
needs your opinion on something serious?
I'm saying.
No, there is. I think it also having a young son. So when he goes to sleep, like I have found myself going to bed earlier and earlier, unless I have a reason to stay up, whether it's a game or whatever it may be. And I usually do put my phone down a lot earlier than I used to. And when I wake up in the morning and I see people being like, texting me at what their normal hours are. It's like they didn't really need me. They just wanted to talk to me at that point. They easily waited till the next day and everything kept moving. It's completely fine. It's like once you actually do it, you realize you're not that important. Like everything will wait till the next day.
Yeah.
Set that precedent.
Yeah. And then the people around you, literally the people around you physically in your presence become more important, as they should be, Speaking of Charlie Kirk, I continue to look back on Charlie with increased sense of reverence and increased sense of importance. Charlie Kirk may have been the most important person over a 10-year period in politics, left or right. And his loss is felt from the highest levels of government to the internet. And I say that because I look at what's happening on the internet. So, and all over the political spectrum. So I listen to Candace Owens versus Andrew Wilson debate with Patrick Bet-David. And let me just tell you the quality of content that you're getting when it comes to, to be blunt, Candace was incredibly unimpressive when her ideas were challenged and she had to back them up. It was just really, really revealing. And then you have this. So this new poll, Democrats now favor socialism over capitalism by overwhelming amounts. Now, the headline is one thing. When you break it down to the actual numbers, you start seeing some even more concerning things. 58% of Democrats have a positive view of socialism as compared to only 32% have a positive view of capitalism. So by a 26-point margin, Democrats favor socialism over capitalism. Let's break that down just one step further. When you look at the type of Democrats that are driving this movement, 71% of Democrats with a college degree have a positive view of socialism.
Fascinating.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No degree, it drops to 49%. It's massively driven by Democrats with a college degree. So, in some respects, we've kind of been hearing this. We know it's happening. But now I want to play for you a clip, because I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis, talking about, some of the policy ideas of socialism.
This communism's the ever.
It's the
course.
worst.
Somebody needs to look into how gay communism.
But isn't it
that's,
crazy that it's making a comeback?
Yeah.
It always does. It's a cycle. There's a
the
cycle.
problem is if we cannot call it communism if we get free healthcare.
Right.
That would be a good move.
That would help a lot.
We're calling everybody communist that wants free
socialist,
healthcare.
communist, and you're like,
free
just-
healthcare is cool.
Yeah.
We should have that.
It's normal.
Yeah.
That's not communism.
We should have
Communism is
healthcare
no
and
private
education.
property.
Yeah.
You should treat the entire country like it's a community. If you
Yeah.
have a community, would you want the sickest person to die who could be very valuable if you could take care of them? And do you
Okay, so what's interesting there is
He
they're
said
kind
the
of
word.
decrying what?
He said
word?
community and communism. That's communism. Treating the country like it's a community. Is that communism?
No. No. Just because the first couple letters are similar?
Yeah.
Communism, community. Oh, that's like the street salesmanship. Look, community is voluntary associations of people doing things to lift each other up and support each other. It's revealed in the fact that churches are the most charitable organizations in this country. It's revealed in the fact, by the way, that conservatives give to charity at a much higher level than Democrats. Communism is the forced community of spending other people's money. It's not helping one another. It's forcing someone else to help someone else. Joe, the healthcare thing is such a Trojan horse for communism. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. The healthcare thing, it can't be reduced into that conversation of wouldn't you want to help the sickest among you? Well, first of all, the sickest among us can go to the emergency room and get healthcare. That happens today. That's what happens. Isn't it so
cheaper than if you had
wild
insurance.
that yeah, well, because you're pawning it off on somebody else.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody else is picking up the tab, and that's always the issue with communism. It's the idea that somebody else is there to pick up your tab. And isn't it weird that all the things that we do, aka subsidize through the community or government, is more expensive and more unaffordable? than things that are not? Why is it that my friends, my son's friend's dad moving into the dorms is like, you know what? I'm going to get him a TV for his dorm room. He ran down to Target. He walked back. I saw him carrying it. He goes, $79. This TV was $79. I'm like, really? And yet the most expensive things are college and healthcare and housing and the things that the government puts its fingers into to quote unquote help. The things that it doesn't help, it doesn't subsidize TVs, keep dropping, keep getting higher in quality. Explain that to me about how, you know, in the words of Shane Gillis, universal healthcare is cool.
Do people know what happened? Like what healthcare was like? I don't know, like back in the 40s and 50s?
No, Patrick, that's the answer. No, because what I was going to say to Will is the fact that you have the knowledge of what it looks like on the other side. The issue right now, especially with younger people who are in favor of communism. Well, no, I'm talking about like Gen Z. Okay, you're not that old, but I'm saying like a lot of like the voting that we're seeing, or like in New York City, who voted for Mondani. It's like these people are hearing, oh, we can help each other, free healthcare, free education, and if you say, well, I don't want that, then you're automatically seen as a bad person instead of hearing out exactly why it wouldn't work. That's the issue that we're running into right now, because of course it's cool to say, yeah, free healthcare, everybody can be taken care of. But it's because people don't understand what that means and what it actually looks like. And that is a real issue right now.
I have another buddy. This story was, but I have a friend that told me this months before. His mom needs, I can't remember what she needs. It's something serious, medical care in Canada. He's from Canada. He lives here now, but she lives up there. 7 months. She has to wait 7 months for whatever it is she's going to get in Canada, right? And it's not the kind of thing you want to wait on. No. It's like, oh, this is the kind of thing that gets compoundingly worse the longer that you wait. Mm-hmm. This free healthcare that everybody offers comes with that. And there's also this. Patrick, you may be able to look this up. Sometimes I think you know things, but then I remember you don't. So you'll need to look it up. Like, ouch. Social Security is expected to go bankrupt, I believe, by 2032. Yes. That's 6 years away.
It's crazy.
And Medicare Part A is, I think, scheduled to go bankrupt by 2035. All these socialized medicine is based on a simple premise. One generation pays for another. Young people pay for old. Everybody thinks not, because like, I paid in over my lifetime, and so I want the money out. You know, because we all have Social Security withheld from our check. But that's not how it works. That money is not held in a trust and not touched. It is replenished by young people paying into it. That's how it works. Have you seen birth rates? Anybody seen birth rates worldwide?
Big
birth rates
down.
are absolutely plummeting.
Mm-hmm.
Plummeting. Not like a small trend down. Plummeting. So explain to me how you continue to fund these things with fewer young people than the old people drawing out. You can't. And so then then you get
passing the
this
buck.
one. Oh, billionaires. The billionaire thing is the most absurd thing in the world. It's really the most. If you don't like billionaires, if you don't like billionaires and you just want to tax billionaires more, fine. Just say that I'm doing this out of envy. I'm doing this out of animus. That's what you're doing. I don't like them. I don't like that they have more than me. I think they should pay higher taxes because I'm pissed off. That is a better rationale than billionaires will fund health care for all. Shane Gillis and Joe Rogan's idea. They can't. You could tax them at obscene levels. Obscene. 90%. That's the highest it's ever been in American history. You could tax them at 90%. It would not even come close to funding half of the DSA's wish list, which includes other things besides free healthcare, but it wouldn't come close. By the way, you could add in a 90% tax rate, a wealth tax. We did this on the show the other day. A list of taxes you could add in. It doesn't come close to the wish list. You can't afford the utopic dream that they're selling through communism.
But the issue is, Will,
free healthcare, by the way, is the biggest one.
But the issue is that people aren't educated enough to know those facts, what you just said, because what you just said is absolutely true. And if you actually know the numbers and how it breaks down, then that's fine. But the issue is the general public, especially people who are saying they favor socialism, do not either know that, understand it, or want to know that. So when they're spitting out their facts,
I think the last one's key.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Know.
But I mean, let's just take just Shane Gillis's quote right there on Joe Rogan. If he said the opposite, well, universal health care isn't cool, then that immediately makes you sound to the mass general public like a jackass. Even though he might have reasons for it, but it's an easier thing to say, well, yeah, I want everybody to have free health care. I want everyone to have free education, because they don't want to actually present the numbers and the facts. And that is an issue.
So that word you keep using, cool, is sort of the one driving a lot of this, I think. Like, how do I, and it's tricky. So I am old enough for this now, Kayce. In my lifetime,
I didn't mean
in
to
my
insult you. My
professional
goodness.
career.
I'm never gonna let that go.
Well, I wasn't alive in the 40s and 50s or whatever you just said back when you went to the country doctor and paid with cash.
Say that.
What was the invention of the airplane like?
Sir, you are projecting. I did not say that, okay? I know that you are very young. My apologies. Over middle-aged, according to your scale, but my apologies.
In my lifetime, I have lived through, definitely, the majority of my life, conservative ideas are not cool. They are not cool. Liberal ideas are cool. Okay? That has flipped in the past, what do we think? Eight-ish?
No.
I don't
maybe
think so.
just 6.
Years?
No.
No.
6?
No.
After COVID, right after
2
COVID.
to 3. 2 to 3.
2021.
2 to 3?
Yeah, because in 2020, it was very cool to be liberal.
Yeah. I think that hung over
you're
into
right.
2022. Maybe.
So liberals.
I think you're right.
Liberals,
Yeah, the entirety of the Trump first term, he was not cool, quote unquote cool, right?
yes.
Like Shane Gillis and Joe Rogan would not have supported Trump. Wasn't Rogan a Bernie bro? Was he a Bernie bro? Were they forget not support, were they anti-Trump up until what? 2020, 2021?
Yeah.
I would say.
I say 2022. I'm talking just generalized. Like, I'm not talking about those two specifically, but I feel like maybe it depended on where you lived. But I mean, living in New York in 2020, it was very cool. And I'm putting this in air quotes, cool to be liberal. I feel like until probably 2021,
Yeah,
2022.
Rogan was critical of Trump before 2024, and then he kind of endorsed him a little bit.
Kind of
after that.
softened, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's when it was around the time of the assassination attempt. I think also helped
True.
because it kind of helps soften him a little bit, made him a little more human and palatable for people. But also, I mean, like, Alex Brusiewicz did a really good job of working with people to try to make the ideas cool, I think.
And Patrick, it's not cool to be supportive of the person in power. So I will say,
Yes.
like, even if this is flipping on Trump, and I kind of think it is, like, not Trump, if this is flipping on, I'm not even sure a lot of these people ever supported conservative ideas. They just supported Trump, actually. They liked the image of Trump.
Yeah, what did they support their ideas? Like, what did any of these guys say?
Right.
Nothing really.
Well, Shane in other places is like, yeah, I was definitely in favor of Trump when I thought he was going to release the Epstein list and shut down the wars, and and there's public perception that he didn't do those things, and so this perception, then it's the fact that Trump is the in group now. It kind of leads to more pushback, and people who are naturally like to push back are going to do that.
Well, Shane is also
Contrarian.
interesting too, because what he talks about in his stand-ups and publicly versus who he actually is actually very different. And he says that, like, he kind of plays to the Trump crowd with his Trump impersonations and all of that, but that's actually not how he's usually leaned politically. So there is a difference. And that's true with a lot of Hollywood.
I think that's right. I don't know that.
I do know that.
Kayce.
I do know
That's
that.
true.
And I do know that. And that is something that he has said. And I mean, he even in one of his Netflix stand-ups, he talks about, early onset Republican and how that happens at, to men in their 30s. They start watching the History Channel. Like, this is something that has said a lot. So if you are a Shane Gillis fan and you notice him, or if you know him personally, like, he actually is not near as pro-Trump as he seems to be in his stand-ups. But that's not a secret if you're paying attention to Shane's work.
Because most comedians
So
aren't like liberal or conservative. They really aren't. They look at the world completely differently than most people.
What's going on with Bill Maher? Bill Maher just did his thing on Friday night on you must assimilate. If you're an immigrant, it's your job to melt into the melting pot. You must assimilate. Like, is Bill Maher now? Because he's engaging on the ideas. Like Shane Gillis and to some extent Joe Rogan, they're not even engaging on the ideas. It's just on the image, right? It's on the vibes and feels of the whole deal. Maher's actually doing the ideas. He's doing...
I feel like I'm having a Maher
I don't want to give
journey.
Maher too much credit because Maher will pivot back to saying Trump is racist in next week probably, but he definitely will, Patrick. But in the meantime, it's worth noting he's not just doing the vibes and feels thing. He's actually talking about a very substantive idea here. You must assimilate.
But Bill Maher is one of the few people who spoke out against a radical Islamic fundamentalism for the last few decades.
All the way through. Consistent on that. Consistent.
But he's kind of like subject to subject, no? I mean, he doesn't have a political stance just staunchly on one side. He kind of goes subject by subject on what he believes instead of just kind of like going party line.
I actually think that's something you can appreciate.
I was about to say, I actually appreciate that because in that way you can actually decide, do I agree with what somebody is saying about this specific topic as opposed to I only vote this way, so I have to across the board believe what people believe. And that's just not real
and then
life.
each
by the
side
way.
is going to get mad at what you say.
Yeah, that's not real life. That's
forth.
not the way that everyday people live their life. You don't just take a menu and say, okay, I'm only a Republican or I'm only a Democrat on every single issue. People actually have those conversations.
My only rebuttal to that, Kayce, is at least with conservatism. I think with progressivism, this doesn't apply. Here's one of the. I wasn't always conservative, okay, and I know when it began to come together for me. Roughly at the age of I'm going to call it 23 to 26, and it was a process of law school, studying the Constitution and understanding the law, and then quite honestly, I did read a lot of Ayn Rand, and I think, she was very influential. But the point is, at that moment, I start to see the connection between ideas. Like, oh, well, if you believe this, that impacts this idea in this way, or this idea is it is contradictory to this other idea. Do you see what I mean? And so that's how you start getting into a little bit more of a vein of a through line of thought, where progressivism by its very nature is ad hoc. They don't have to. They can conflict with one another. It can be self-defeating. It's one day Barack Obama doesn't support gay marriage, and 7 years later, if you think a dude shouldn't play girls' sports, you're a bigot. You know, so it's very, very fluid and non-cohesive set of ideas driven largely by image and empathy. Empathy is the gratuitous way of me describing it. Image is the more... What I mean by image is like virtue signaling, being cool. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. This cool thing is changing, and it's driving so much, and it's reducing everyone. And so, you know, we talked about this last time we were together, I think, Kayce, but everyone, if you listen to Candace Owens versus Andrew Wilson, and I don't think Andrew Wilson did any great job, but the point is, Candace is playing on, she's really good at rhetoric, really good at argumentation, but not good at defending actual ideas. And she does really slick rhetorical tricks. Like, I'm not allowed to think. It's illegal to think. No, you just have to support your thoughts. In a rational world, you support your thoughts. They survive challenge. You go back and forth. But every challenge she runs from in that way. And we're running really fast to lowest common denominator is what I'm getting at. And I look back at Charlie and I go, Charlie was actually smart, actually had depth of ideas, actually had a good sense of judgment, and didn't run to the lowest common denominator, and yet still made everything pretty cool. Like, you know, if I go to a fraternity house at the University of Texas, or I can tell you this as recently as last season, Charlie is brought up to me, right? Well, everybody knows Rogan, yeah, they bring that. But Charlie was the one that was driving a lot of young, specifically men, to seeing this way of life and this view of things as cool. And then we've lost him, and without him, I really think it's a huge moment of, this is how you end up here. Nancy Mace has a new podcast, the former congresswoman.
I thought this was
And it
AI,
appears
by
that
the
she-
way. For a solid amount of time yesterday, I thought these tattoos were AI.
She unveiled in her new influencer podcast world, she's got a bunch of tattoos. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about the tattoos.
They're not
I mean,
just tattoos. They're a specific type. I saw a lot of people describing them as the Gen Z formula of them. I don't even necessarily know what that definition is, but they are a specific type of tattoo. Right, Dan? I mean, you're tatted up. I've got some tattoos.
Wait.
So they're the same style as
Wait, I
mine.
want to explore that.
They're the same style as
Gen
mine.
Z style, what Kayce just said. Because I was in Austin. By the way, Kayce, you may like this.
Oh, boy.
Austin, come on, get it together. If I didn't love the University of Texas and I didn't love a lot about this, and you came in from out of state and you went to Austin, this is not the Austin I lived in 20 years ago.
It's true.
It is not.
It's not.
I drove down, so much nostalgia. I drove down so excited. I was listening to Pat Green. I was listening to Robert Earl Keen. I was listening to Corey Morrow. I was doing like,
Well, Randy Rogers?
I can't. Oh, yeah, Randy Rogers.
Josh
listening to
Abbott,
it all.
keep it coming.
Casey. Well, that's a little younger. I love Josh Abbott, but now we're getting a little bit.
Okay, sorry,
Josh wasn't.
You get me
he
on
wasn't
Texas
around
country.
in the 90s, and
You get me on Texas country
know.
right now. I could spend an hour talking about it.
I get there, and I'm walking through West Campus, and I'm seeing the Black Lives Matter flags. I'm like, what? And I'm inundated with trans flags. And can I just tell you for a minute? Do you know where all those flags are? Do you know where it's still 2020? Churches. University churches. The University Baptist Church, the University Methodist Church. If you run into a trans flag, what happened to Patrick? Did he leave?
No, we're just fixing his
Dan?
audio situation.
Oh, that's where you're getting it. You're getting it from the churches. So, Dan, I want you to get it on this. Casey, I was sitting at this in Austin at this pretty cool place, burger joint, and these people were sitting down from us, and I said something to my sons. I'm like, man, I don't know how long ago it was, but the cool tattoo to have was like a sleeve, right? That's what you did. Dan, do you have a sleeve?
Working on it.
It's a process.
You're working on a sleeve.
Yeah,
that's gonna date you. That's gonna date you, Dan.
Don't care. Doesn't
because
matter.
the tattoos I saw around Austin, the style now is randomly placed tattoos that are disconnected.
Yep.
So when I look at
no.
Nancy Mace, that's kind of
So-
what she's doing, Casey.
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about? The
Yes.
Gen Z style tattoos?
Yes, Dan, you and I are going to disagree on this because yes, a lot of my friends who, either have worked with at Barstool or whatever that are younger, it's the random all over. Like I have little tiny ones all over that are not connected, but I'm talking about with Nancy Mace, it's like, that's not a sleeve. Like my guy friends, because it's mostly and I have some girlfriends who have sleeves, but it's like they start from their shoulder, they work on their shoulder, then they go down the arm and it's all kind of one continuous tattoo.
We're talking about different things, though.
But her style is more of what the Gen Z people are doing.
No, so that's what I have. She has American traditional. That's what that is. What you're talking about is stick and poke.
Oh, wow, it's got
the
a
smaller
name.
ones. Yeah, it's traditional.
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
the
no.
old sailor.
I'm not talking about the actual size. I'm talking about the continuity of tattoos.
No, I know what you're saying.
So her tattoos are all
They're not
done
connected.
they're not connected, which is more
which is
of a
what
Gen
I have,
Z
but
thing.
I still have a full sleeve. I still have a sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Like you connect them by doing different things. You're talking about like a different style of tattoo that is all completely covered, connected. American traditional style is disjointed and not connected, but it is still considered a full sleeve.
Well, that might be the
It's what
definition.
are you saying?
It's been happening
Are you
since the
saying what
1920s.
she's doing? What she's doing right here?
Yeah.
That's considered a sleeve.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look at it again. It's on its way to being a sleeve. If she caps off her shoulder and if she fills it in with stars and stuff like that, which you usually do, that's what an American traditional.
You usually do.
sleeve is.
That's the point, though. What you say is you usually do. A lot of people are not doing that are younger in Gen Z, which is what her
So-
style is right now.
So the style, they call it the TikTok style. My tattoo artist talked about it. Like it's like the really disjointed, like it's kind of all over the place, and they're smaller.
Yes.
And that's Gen Z, but that will fade. That style that Nancy Mace has been around for a very, very long time.
Okay, hold on. So for a long time, the style has been to not basically see skin between the tattoos. Like if you get
Right.
one here and you get one here, you fill it in with stars or something like you said, to where it all sort of, you don't see skin.
Right,
It's
the
all
continuity
colored.
of it. Right.
Like
Not
from
with
here,
the traditional
from wrist
style,
to
though.
shoulder, it's colored in some way. It may be different colors and it may change designs, but it's all like one big montage.
It's a
or whatever.
sleeve. It's
Collage.
like I have a long sleeve shirt on. If it
That's a different
tattoos
style
are sleeves.
of tattooing, though. That's all I'm saying. It's just completely different style.
But so the kids, and we're in the same vein, Dan. But so the younger Gen Z, it's a lot of skin between the tattoos.
Yeah.
So like I saw a girl, and she may have 12 tattoos on her arm, but they're smaller and they're not connected in any way.
Because you could get
And they
rid of them
seem
very easily. That's why. You can
and they're
laser them
randomly
off.
placed on her.
That's
why?
They're cosplaying. Yeah.
I would disagree with that.
you can
I
laser them
have
off.
like I have like little tiny ones like all over. It's not
Yeah,
because I
but
have
it's
them
not-
to
not
get
like that.
rid of them. It's because it's more of like I didn't have a thought. I want an entire tattoo. I just have like my son's birth date or something like that. With Nancy Mace, if she continues to get skin filled in, then I would agree with you. But from what it looks like right now, because she's already moved down. Like my guy friends who have done it say, okay, you're gonna get a half sleeve. We're gonna have our whole shoulder and bicep done. Then we're gonna do the lower arm. She's just kind of done it all the way, and it is more of a Gen Z type look at this moment.
Taylor Lewan is the perfect example of what I'm talking about and what I think we're.
Oh yeah,
talking
but
about.
he's tatted up from
Right, but
head
he-
to toe.
But he has
Hold
filled
on.
it in.
Dan, let's see yours. Show us yours.
I'm not taking my shirt off. I'll show you later.
Why?
Because
We need to see some skin on this
Why?
show. Come on, take off your shirt.
I don't want to.
What is your undershirt? It's just a t-shirt. Okay, that's 100% serious. Like he was like, I don't want to
I'm
do
not
that like a
showing
little
off my
kid.
tattoos.
I don't want to
Do
do that.
not pressure him to get undressed on this show,
This is
okay?
my first day back. Don't get me fired.
All right.
We'll have to bump the rating up
All
too.
right, you do.
Two spots.
All right, you do it, Kayce.
Just right, the ratings. We'll get called really quick. Hey, listen, there will be a lot of people eyeballs, but it'll be a problem. No, but back to the whole thing with Nancy Mace is that I did not believe it was real because it surprised me that she had that tattoo style. That surprises me. I don't know.
A lot of yellow and orange. She chose a lot of yellow.
Oh,
and
there's
orange in there.
Dan's tattoos.
So I got to fill it in.
Oh, Dan's doing it. Why did he change his mind to do it? You didn't have to, Dan.
Peer pressure.
So I haven't
Like a
filled it
Confederate
all
flag?
in. So I'm going to
See-
fill it in.
But see, I wouldn't call that a sleeve.
It's not a sleeve. I said I'm working on a sleeve.
Well, yeah, I still think that
Yours
that
is a
looks
little like Nancy
different.
Mace's.
Yeah,
Yours
that's
is
what
a
I'm
little
saying.
like Nancy
I have the
Mace's.
same. I'm doing the same
Yeah.
style as she is. Or she's
Yours, I would not say are Gen Z just because each tattoo is so
Well, they're
big.
thick lines. They're neo-traditional. They're American traditional style. So they're thick lines, bold colors. Only three colors usually.
See, this
What are the
is
colors?
over my.
It doesn't
my head.
matter. Does it not matter? You're just saying you limit yourself to 3, or is there
Yeah,
3
they're
that
usually
you would do?
just 3 in it. It doesn't matter what they are. It's just usually 3 colors in it.
So Nancy Mace has got black. I think just black and orange. Oh, that's some green. I see some green in there
Yeah.
too.
So it's
She has
usually
some
simple
shading
colors.
too. Do we know how far down her arms they go? Have we seen that, or
That's
did
the
we just
question.
get a? Did we just get a peek?
She has 9 overall, so I don't think that's probably it. I think that's mostly what we see.
Maybe I'm alone in this, but it surprised me. I don't know why. I did not anticipate Nancy Mace having these type of tattoos.
I don't know, I
So
got the
these
ick.
politicians, like, what's going?
No
You got the
offense,
ick from this,
but-
Patrick?
I don't like tattoos.
From Nancy Mace's?
Yeah.
Well,
It's way too many.
I have two conflicting
I love
opinions.
it.
I actually think her tattoos look pretty. I think her tattoos look pretty good.
I love it.
That also, but I don't think she. I mean, it's not my place to judge, but like, I don't know why you're doing it at this stage of your life, and like, what are we doing post politics? To me, if she had never been a congresswoman, like, first of all, I think that no tattoos is the biggest rebellion act there is right now. Like, that's the way to truly be unique or
Only because
rebellious.
people have gotten them.
There's a 50. I saw a stat. I think 50% of women have them at under a certain age. I think have a tattoo at this point. So like no ink, you're now the. It's like if rebellion is defined by deviating from the norm. Like if you're going no ink, you are now the rebel. The norm is to get tattoos.
I'm trying.
What are
I'm
you laughing at,
trying to do
Patrick?
the math in my head of how many of my girlfriends around my age or age demographic don't have tattoos, and I can't think of one.
Really?
At least like one small one somewhere. Yes. Or I mean, I have, speaking of Austin, like I have girlfriends who live in Austin who have like full sleeves. But like, I mean, when I dress, you can't usually tell. I mean, I have a couple on my wrist, but I can't think of one of my girlfriends my age that don't at least have one. So
But-
that's right.
I like it.
Patrick, well, yeah. I mean,
It's also
no
different for
surprise
men and
Dan
women,
likes
like-
tattoos on girls.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's also Dan's style.
Yeah.
Like that's like, yeah.
I just know I regret
Every
my
girl
tribal,
I've dated has
tribal
had
tattoo.
tattoos or sleeves.
Patrick, you and I were talking about this morning. There's something about I don't. It's weird. I don't mind her tattoos aesthetically. I think they look pretty good. But what is it with members of Congress seeking to be cool? This is going back to this thing I'm talking about. It's like there's no value other than cool, and cool as a mechanism to attract attention. And it's like statesmanship, wisdom, being principled. I can't rob her of these things just because she got tattoos. That's not what I'm saying. But there's something about this that's like, why is Congress should not be an avenue to fame, right? AOC should not be the model. Since when did Congress become celebrity? That's not a good thing about America and where we're headed.
I don't know. I think back in the day, it used to be a lot easier to become, well, not easier to become a celebrity, but you could get fame other ways. And now it's like it's so hard to become a celebrity because everything is so niched and nuanced in pop culture that this is probably the best spot to do it because people are always focused on politics and government.
Also, side note, Ellie
That
just
could-
sent me a text message of exactly what Gen Z style tattoos are, and we're right on it. Just so you know, Ellie, our Gen Z representative in your office right now, Will, is fact checking us on Gen Z tattoos.
That you and I are right.
Yeah, yes, and Dan too, and Dan as well.
They're the little
but,
ones. They're little stick and poke.
but they're just all over. I don't think they're stick and poke.
They're just like little thin lined.
No, these are my regardless.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. That's a lot of what I saw. Yeah, the little thin line, like stick figure stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. A lot of that kind of thing. Not big, intricate. And Nancy Mace's are more big and intricate.
Yeah.
Check in over here on YouTube. Metaphoric says, I became a conservative when I started dating my now husband, but prior to that, I went from progressive to libertarian. Maybe that's why so many not on the left. Maybe this is why so many
On the left.
On
the left is
Yeah, just
No,
just
the
reverse
left.
On the
Oh,
left.
on.
On the left.
On the left.
on the left is anti-men
Anti-men.
marriage.
Yeah.
It is amazing how much power your spouse or your significant other has over you. I think that a lot of husbands end up guiding or leading or influencing their wives into conservatism. It also happens to coincide with the institution of marriage, the process of having a child, and the life of raising a child. Those will push you in those directions as well. But I've also seen the reverse, where a lot of wives pull their husbands to the left. I don't know that I've ever seen
me.
a wife pull a liberal husband to the right. Has that ever happened?
Oh, that's-
A wife pulls a liberal husband to the right.
No.
I don't think so.
James Carville's wife failed.
I've never let anyone really fully influence anything of opinions I have politically or.
Oh, bullshit, Dan.
That's
Oh,
that,
come on. Now you have to take your shirt off.
I'm totally kidding.
Now you have to go
Being
shirtless for the rest of the
facetious.
show as punishment.
Yeah.
So Will, did you watch The White Lotus? Are you a White Lotus person?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
scene from last season where the three women are at the table and they find out that one of them is now living in Texas and she voted for Trump. Do you remember that scene?
Or went to
Of
church,
course,
right?
she's from
She was
Austin,
going
too,
to
by the
church.
way.
Yeah.
She lives in Austin. That
Yeah,
was the
she-
hole in that story. I'm like, you didn't move to Austin and get conservative. But I got it. They moved
Yes. So
from
that's,
LA.
that scene is now making its round, at least on my algorithm on X. But of course, because I watched it one time as soon as it popped up. But now it's a whole rhetoric is happening where it's like, this is what's happening in so many female friend groups, especially white women, that now if you are a conservative or you did vote for Trump or whatever, that you are now shamed out of that friend group. And they're using that scene as a reference. And of course, each side is talking about it, but that is exactly what you're talking about, because in that scene, that woman that she is playing, she was persuaded to be more conservative because her husband was conservative and because she went to church with Republicans. And that's the way they're portraying it, that if you were liberal and you decide to be conservative, it must be because your husband or the people around you have brainwashed you. And that's exactly what they were trying to show in that scene. That's the overall thought. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying that's the way that it's portrayed right now.
But I remember that scene. I didn't think it reflected poorly on the woman who said she was conservative. It reflected poorly on the women around
because you're conservative.
But you're saying they did
because you are conservative. So
so other people see it and say that she's the mark. She's the dupe.
So other people who, like, I have girlfriends in New York that are extremely liberal, and it was almost like it became a thing where it's like, if you even thought that somebody would vote for Trump, that it was like, oh, well, what happened? Who got to you? Who brainwashed you? But then if you're a conservative and you see that, you're like, oh, well, because she decided that she wanted to think a different way. But that whole discourse on social media right now is happening because of that scene from The White Lotus.
Well, here's the thing. I think that's a common path to tread. That's what I'm saying. Like, I bet that in real life, there's a lot of women like that woman that
100%.
her husband influenced her to become more conservative. Husband and life circumstances, meaning, like I said a minute ago, it's not just that the dude brainwashed. You got married. You tied into a traditional institution of marriage. You had a kid, maybe started raising a family, went to church. These things are going to guide you in certain ways in life. Not always, but sometimes. Because I'll say the opposite. When I meet a dude that's liberal, I often go, wonder what his wife is like.
You and I have, I'm not going to say who we were talking about, but you and I had that conversation off air when I was in Dallas. Like, I told you.
I'm not talking about you, Dan. We're not talking about you.
But you did, you and I were having a conversation about this. We were talking about somebody that we mutually know, and you immediately were like, was it because of his wife? And I was like, I don't think so. But that is a true statement that a lot of times that happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Really quick, back to the comments. Chacha Real says, or whatever, come on. Hassan Piker literally says, thank you, Candace Owens, for totally wrecking the conservative party. The Democrats love her and Tucker now. That should tell you all you need. Candace is doing incredible damage. Absolutely.
Yeah. So is Hassan Piker, but
I was about to say isn't that the scale right now, Will? I mean, we've talked about Hassan Piker a lot of times when I've been on air, and I know you do too. But it's happening on both sides. I feel like Hassan Piker in that group is a lot louder because it feels like it's bigger. But on the conservative side, there are people that are doing the same thing. It's just most people seem to be more in the middle. You just have the extremes on either side. Like Candace Owens would be one of those, that if you want to point to the conservative party, be like, well, she's conservative, look at what she's doing. You can always point to somebody that's going to be extreme that could be, quote, hurting the party.
I'm hesitating to join you for two reasons.
Okay.
If you want to know. We just have honest conversations here. The extremes on both sides thing is sort of like buying a Cracker Jack box. Like, what toy do I get? I feel like it's always like, oh, it's the thing that everybody gets to say and it makes everybody feel good because it shows that you're thoughtful. There's extremes on both sides. So I just don't like jumping into that pond because I think it's cheap. It's cheap points. There are obviously extremes on both sides. The second reason I'm hesitating is I don't know that anybody on the right has the formal influence and power that Hassan Piker does. I'm really trying to think through this on myself. There's going to be comments, and you can bring them on, Dan.
Just based because of the fact that
Candace doesn't have a politician. Hassan Piker has an army of politicians at this point. You see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say army.
Like nobody.
I think it's how he was introduced.
There's a difference between audience. I'm not saying they both don't have audience. That would be an apples and apples.
Yeah.
But Hassan Piker is putting candidates on stages and on ballots with his points of view. And I don't think Candace is doing that.
Don't you think some people are just agreeing with him?
Wouldn't if she could.
And because of that reason and not fully believing in what he's talking about?
Yes.
Like,
and knowing his influence.
Because all the polls that they are.
Right.
Well, polls, as we see, are wrong a lot of times. But I think, like, because of his name and because of his audience, that they're platforming him.
They want to saddle up to him because they know that they are going to be put in front of his audience. Yeah. Whereas with Candace Owens,
I have another
might
rebuttal.
not have that.
We've seen stats. We've done them on the show. we just shared with you how socialism is growing in popularity on the left. And we've seen, for example, you talking about a minute ago, young women. We've seen the stats on young women getting further and further left, right? Mm-hmm. So the argument in reverse to us is, well, the Candaces of the world or whatever are Nick Fuentes are radicalizing the right. But when we've seen those stats, the young men have not gone farther right. We've done this several times on the show. We've shown those graphs and those stats. But they have not moved. So you can't assign to them the same level of influence. Now, I have said on this show and in my private life as well, when I meet young men, they often bring up some of these people we're talking about. But we don't see it macro statistically yet. Maybe you will in 5 years, but you don't right now. That the right has moved further right the way the left has moved further left, attributing pretty good power to whatever's pulling them in that direction.
Well, there's also like this faction that we're not talking about of young men who are the Nick Fuenteses, who I don't consider right at all. It's like this online belief system. You know, it's not left or right. It's like that kind of like discord. I don't know. There's this other faction of younger men that is not traditionally conservative. You know what I'm talking about? And they don't really fit on either side. But I think that's growing.
I think you're right.
I think that's growing more than just young men on the conservative right as we know it.
I would agree with that. That there's more, it's more, and maybe it's a cliche and it's a cop-out, but it's the more in the middle type of thing.
Sure.
That they're like picking and choosing from either party on what they believe. That seems to be more normalized with young men.
Speaking of politicians kind of becoming influencers or using trying to be cool. Would you know what I want to play? Why are you already laughing?
I already know what you want to play. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
Let's see if you do.
I know. Oh, no. I know what it is, too.
Do you guys all know what I want to play? Really?
I think.
Well, tell me what it is.
The dancing
I want to see
video.
how good you are at guessing my segues.
Jacob Fry.
Yes, it is.
The dancing video.
It is Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis. What is he at? A Black Entrepreneurship Festival or something like that?
Correct.
This
doesn't matter where he is, but
okay. If you're watching, if you're listening on Spotify, radio, or Apple, I'm gonna let this play for a minute. I'll do my best to describe it on the back end.
Play by play this dance, please.
You gotta feel it. Okay, you gotta feel it. You do a little bounce.
I get demonetized.
All right,
That's how you keep your rhythm. Ooh.
I don't know how to play by play this, Kayce.
Come
I
on,
don't
Will.
know. It's
I
robotic.
can't see it. I can't see it, so I can't play by play it.
Have you ever been to any wedding
Oh,
ever?
now
The older white guy's dancing like this.
The drunk older white guy.
Yes.
And thinks he's
his
killing
lower
it.
body and his upper body don't seem to be connected.
But he thinks they are. He thinks they're in rhythm. He thinks they're moving in
He
the same
thinks
way.
he's
but they're
doing
not.
what the other guy is doing.
Yes. He has had it. He is the older white guy at a wedding, 2 or 3 hours into the reception, that has had one too many beers and thinks he's a great dancer.
The bottom half does not move.
He's
with the
going
top
for
half,
it.
you're
Right.
This is a counter argument. I'm not a good dancer. I'm gonna tell you this. And
I'm
so
not
you
saying
don't
it's
catch
a
me on
bad
the dance
thing.
floor very often. And I'm jealous of the
You did the
guys that
Cabbage
get out
Patch.
there. It's mostly at a wedding where guys will get out there and go for it.
Yeah.
And I've even said this to my sons. I'm be like, the best dancers are not self-conscious. They just go for it. But
Right.
The problem here is Jacob Fry. But Jacob Fry needs to be self-conscious. He's
not at a
for
wedding.
it.
He's not at a wedding.
He's not at a wedding.
That's
He's
the
also not
issue.
drunk.
Fair.
Right.
Yes.
That's the issue. You have to know your time and place. If you are going to be that person, you have to be at a wedding or some place where you're just be like, God, that guy's having a great time. Like, what a life that must be. Not at a Black Entrepreneurs Festival where
He
everyone's
is on
going to make fun
beat,
of you.
Though I will give him that.
And there's only 2 people on the dance floor, the guy with the mic and him. That's it.
You can't be that guy. You just can't.
he is on rhythm. I'll give him that.
This is him eating the Somali food.
Is he, Dan?
You know,
He is.
I can't see the video right now. Now I have to double check that whenever. Is he
Yeah.
really? I did not.
He is.
Okay.
Play it with the audio down. Well, you can't. Then she won't know if he's on rhythm.
I can't see it because I can't see it, which is fine. I can watch it in there, but
Like his movements, he is moving to the beat.
That's how you keep your rhythm.
he just has poor movement.
Poor movement to the beat, but he is on beat. So he has rhythm.
You have to. You hope that if he's
He's moving.
again not drunk at a wedding, that he has to know he has some sort of rhythm in order to even have that confidence.
If I saw that guy at a wedding, I'd be like, he has some sort of rhythm but does not know what to do with it.
Can I ask you a question? Why is that so objectively uncool and Trump dancing is cool?
Because
Tell
he's
me
not
why.
on rhythm.
I'm serious. I'm curious.
Because he's also he's older,
Trump is not on rhythm.
and it's not like he's actually trying to dance. Is that like it's not? He's not trying. Like he's not
And
thinking
it's to
he's
the
doing
village people,
something.
but-
Yeah, it's a YMCA. I mean,
Come on.
he's also 80. That makes a difference. An 80-year-old guy doing what Jacob Fry did right there might be a little bit more acceptable.
Hey, Dan, does the left think of Trump as 80? I forget.
What,
he's
like
80.
as an old man?
I really do.
Yeah, it's brought up constantly.
Yeah, I forget. I forget he's an old man. I forget he's
Him falling
80.
asleep.
I really do.
They talk about it all the time.
That's a point for especially like the younger, and Dan knows exactly who I'm talking about. The younger liberal influencers. They're like, oh, everybody made fun of Sleepy Joe,
Yeah.
but look at Trump. He's falling asleep
Yeah.
all the time. He's wearing a diaper. Like that's a thing that they do all the time.
They do.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the things you could criticize Trump for, this is just the weakest to me. I mean,
Well, we did it
I don't
with
know when Trump's going to
Biden
slow.
for a long time.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Come on.
Will, they did it at whenever Trump was at Madison Square Garden for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Like, and it looked like he was falling asleep at halftime, and then he left. The entire discourse on the left was like, see, he can't even stay up for the NBA Finals, and we shut down all of Manhattan for this guy. Like, that was immediately what they talked about because it looked like he had fallen asleep in the
But
suite.
his age is a thing, though, for sure,
Right.
that they bring up.
I got to tell you that
You
that
forgot
one
he was 80?
lands nowhere with me.
I'm not saying it should. I'm just saying
forget
that
he's
is a
80.
narrative.
I mean, I'll tell you a couple things, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is insane, right? Not just for an 80-year-old, for anybody. The amount that he sleeps and the amount that he works, it's insane. It's pure insanity. I don't know anyone else like that, no matter what age. I can't do that. I don't think you do that. You're in your 30s for a little while longer.
Hey, what the hell?
But and then I know he colors his hair. Does he still color his hair?
Yes.
Or does he kind of embrace the gray?
It's like he does like 25% of it. I feel
It,
like.
it has a hue. It
Yeah,
has a
there's
dyed hue.
Yeah, there's a little tint.
He doesn't look 80 to me. And I'm not saying he's young. But like him going up and down the stairs of Air
Was he, like,
Force One, he's
75?
doing fine. Like if you did a biological what's your real age
Yeah,
thing.
he doesn't look
Like
60.
you wore a
He doesn't
whoop
look in
band?
his 60s. What does he look like then? I don't know, like early 70s.
He looks like he's in his
Maybe
70s to
early
me.
70s. Yeah, maybe early 70s.
I do think that it just depends on what algorithm you're stuck in, because Dan, I know you and I have seen it. It is like if you're stuck in a certain algorithm, it's all people talk about is how old he is.
That's right. There's the conspiracy theories about how he stays awake now.
There was one that went viral last week.
Yeah,
there
the
was,
girl.
and I don't know who the woman was behind him.
Yeah,
I forget
I saw
her name
that.
right now, but she was touching her stomach because she's pregnant, and they thought she had a buzzer.
Oh, I saw that.
A buzzer under
I
her
didn't think
shirt.
that was just a joke.
That was my
Nobody
favorite one.
really
There were
thought that. That
no,
was just
I
a
don't know.
mean
No,
joke.
Will. There were a lot of people that were embracing the
Yes,
joke,
they
but there
were.
were enough people that actually believed it and were saying it that she then quote tweeted it and was like, "Guys, I'm just pregnant." And if
Yeah.
you went and read the replies to her even doubling down and
she was,
saying,
like,
"I'm
looking
pregnant,"
over here, then
she's
looking
like,
over here.
"These people are living on Mars."
I saw it. She would touch her. I don't even know if she did it more than once or if they just looped the meme, but she'd touch her stomach and
It's so
he'd jostle back away.
That she was
was
hitting
like
a
the-
buzzer.
It was the Astros cheating scandal inside of
But it was
of
like
politics.
clever. It was clever because they were saying there's a spotter that would see him fall asleep and then give her a nod, and then she would hit her stomach buzzer that would buzz him awake. My God, that's
so
clever.
stupid. It's so
But
stupid.
it's so dumb. But there are so many people that want to believe it. I mean, Patrick's a conspiracy theorist. Patrick could probably believe something like that.
Wow.
It's not true, Kayce. I'm really tired of
pejorative.
the labels.
What are you in today, Patrick? Are you in Joe Rogan Studios?
Yeah, I thought I'd come down here. I'm getting a little, I don't know. It's kind of a weird vibe.
Yeah.
Very red.
I
very
thought it was-
communist.
You look like in a spaceship.
I thought it
that's-
was a spaceship.
Yeah, same. But we've never been to space, according to Patrick. So
Conspiracy
Over on
theory.
YouTube, Metaphoric says Joe Rogan never left the political left. Ida
I mean, that's right. He
0901 Yeah, I
He
think
wanted
that's right.
Michelle
too.
Obama. He wanted Michelle Obama to be president a couple years ago.
But didn't Joe Rogan kind of become from a podcasting standpoint, like didn't he become the quote like voice of the right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A sign.
Or the-
A sign. That's what I mean.
Or the
never
alternative.
never self-proclaimed.
Right. So how does that happen if he has never left the left? How does that? Because he's the biggest
Because
podcast
the
on the
left
planet.
moved so far left. We know the answer to this. It's because the left moved so far left that anything slightly to their right, they called alt-right. Joe Rogan is a guy of the left and stayed on the left. He did embrace Trump to some degree, but the left keeps lurching further and further left to the point where we're now having open debates about socialism. So you can't look at somebody who's on the center left and go, he's just a moderate. No, they look at that person and they go, we've said this before, they don't see the difference between somebody like me and Rogan.
Well, he represents the do your own research crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of person, the alternative thought and not the traditional thought.
Yes, but it's also a mistake
I
that
wanna do
Rogan
this
and
story.
Gillis are making. Yeah,
Why?
because they think that if they keep up with the same leftist talking points that they used to use, that they'll be spared, and they won't. Like they'll keep being eaten.
You're
by the
right,
left.
Patrick. You're right. You're right. Yeah, the left hasn't stopped eating. The one thing about the left's surge and socialism, whatever, is that it isn't actually a bigger tent that's bringing more people in. It is still moving further and cordoning people off. So there's nothing going to be left of whatever was in the middle, the center left. That's gone. That's hollowed out.
And I do feel like, and maybe this is, again, going back to just my experiences in my personal life and just in general, but it's like if you even remotely disagree with one thing that they have to say, they can't associate with you.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, never mind. Like
Right,
you don't
that's
agree with me on
You're
one
done.
fact.
Yeah.
Like then our missions don't align,
That's facts.
which is crazy.
Oh, by the way, that's another thing about Austin. So you know, week in Austin, the flags, the leftism. When I lived in Austin, it was like fun lefty. You know, Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
It's
Little hippie-ish.
angry now.
Angry.
It's angry.
The music's
It's
angry there, too.
It's got everything about it is a super negative vibe. It is not. They use words like love and tolerance like axes and hammers. It is wild. You literally feel it. You can feel it. The anger. Before we go, I want to do this story with you, Kayce. Arizona teen charged for relentlessly targeting ex-girlfriend with dodgeballs during gym class.
Okay, I saw this on the rundown before I got in here, and I didn't want to look up any of it because I wanted you to answer these questions. How old are we talking?
Go
Are we
ahead.
talking 13? Or are we talking 18? I need
Teens.
I know
So-
teens, but there's a
so-
big difference to me. If this is a 13-year-old boy doing it versus an 18-year-old boy, it is a different level for me.
I can give you a grade because I don't know ages.
Okay.
It's eighth grade.
So, like,
that is
14?
13.
13.
Oh,
Thirteen,
that's
14.
13.
That's 13.
Yeah.
I turned 13 in 7th grade. I don't know. So yes, like the 7th or 8th grade. Okay. All right. I want to hear it. How hard are we talking? Like, was she going to the
look at the
hospital?
screen.
She got
Look at the-
bruised.
Look at the pictures.
She got bruised.
You don't have
can't see.
visuals. I've got. She doesn't have. Kayce doesn't have.
No,
a
I
can
picture.
see it.
Let's
I
get
can
that
see
for
this one. I can see this one.
We're
Okay,
high
those are.
level
She's got a bruise
show here.
on her ribs. It looks like she's got a couple. I don't know if that's all the same bruise, Patrick, or if that's multiple bruises.
It looks
I
like maybe
think-
on her
Oh, it's
What?
boys
The two left
throwing that
ones.
matter.
a
That's
boy. Oh,
messed up.
3 teen. Now hold on a minute.
This is
Three
different.
teen boys.
This is
That's different.
It was the ex-boyfriend and two of his friends.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that.
Yeah,
If it was like,
Not chill.
so here's the thing. I
Criminally
had,
charged. Criminally.
no, okay,
criminally
that,
charged.
Oh, wait, oh, like actually, they're going to jail. That's crazy.
Well, I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
When I
was in-
It's just from being charged.
Misdemeanor assault.
So when I was in 7th grade, we went to paintball at church, like a church camp situation, and I had a boy specifically target me because I wouldn't say yes to him to go out on a date, and he lit me up with paintballs, and I had welts everywhere.
Straight to jail.
And when I got out of this specific paintball game, I was crying
Did
because it
you
hurt
date him?
so much. No, I did not date him.
Did
no.
you ever date him?
Eventually.
No, he was too short
Did
for
it
me.
work
He was,
over the
no,
long
he was
haul?
too short. He was too short.
Oh.
Too short for me. Okay. Too short. Wasn't my vibe. All right. But I remember saying to whoever it was, like, he hurt me. And the answer was, well, you were playing paintball. So there is a difference. Now, if he comes outside of the game, outside of the inside the boundaries of the game and shoots you with a paintball gun, we have a problem. However, you were playing paintball. That's within the rules. So I was told to suck it up. Now, that was also a long time ago. I don't know what the rules are now, but I do feel like I remember him picking on me by
very
shooting
similar.
me.
Very
If
similar.
But I will
targeting
say that if he had two of his friends also doing that to me,
Yeah.
that makes it different.
Well, okay, it makes it.
You always
not
go for the
cool,
weak.
but
weak
it
one in the
doesn't make
herd.
it criminal.
No, it doesn't make it criminal. It's
And
dodgeball.
dodgeball.
It's dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Unless they're saying out
He's
loud,
facing
we're
criminal
coming for you.
charges.
I wonder what that kid that did
Even
that
if
to me
they,
is doing.
well, why, Dan? Would that make it criminal?
Probably, yeah.
It's not criminal in a game of dodgeball.
Why?
It's assault.
It's in the game,
It's assault.
What is?
and it's all nothing. Nothing
What is
they
assault?
did is extra of the game.
Right. If it's within
If
the
we were
confines
playing
of the
dodgeball-
game.
What if they hit her off while she was off the court?
Oh, well, that's
they're at it.
different.
Is that different?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Is that criminal charges though? They're still within the confines of a game.
No, because it's different.
No,
if
no,
you're
no, no.
playing dodgeball, the point is to hit
So
people
it's
with
because
dodgeballs.
she's within the lines. Got it. Okay.
Right. Well, it's like, I mean, think about it in any sport. If you're playing football and you get tackled by a 300-pound linebacker
Sure.
at the line of scrimmage, that's fine. If you're outside of MetLife and the 300-pound linebacker tackles you, that's probably assault.
Right.
Yeah, and it's okay if, like, in a
This is
football
gym
game,
class.
the whole team goes, "We are going to target and beat the hell out of the running back or the quarterback or whatever." That's part of the
Same.
game. If Patrick and I say in this dodgeball game, "Let's go after Dan," right? And then we say it out
Oh, you
loud and
guys are
say,
going
"We're
down."
coming for you, Pansy." We're like, "Pansy, we're coming for you. We're targeting
I
you,"
would
and then we
end
just
all of you.
continue peg you. It's not assault, Dan.
It's not. It's not.
That's
It's mean. It's
And if we
mean when
did
it's
that,
three guys
here's
to
the
a
question.
girl.
But does intent change it?
Not in
because
dodge-
of the
what's
X thing.
But what's the intent in
Because they're-
dodgeball?
no, because
The intent in dodgeball is to hit people with balls.
right. But if they're saying we're coming
Right.
after you because we don't like you because of what you did and blah blah blah.
Well,
blah, blah.
what's
ask
the
the guy.
matter what
let's
the
call
motivation is.
Let's
That's
call
in
the
the
kid
game.
Ask
that
the
hit
law,
me, that lit me
Will.
up with
What does
paintballs.
the
I
law
wonder
say
if I
about
have his
intent?
number still. If I can find
the
this
law would
kid's
have nothing to say.
if I can find this kid's contact that lit me up with paintball, I'm absolutely going to reach out to him, like on Instagram or something, and be like, I need to know how. Like, was the intent to hurt me, or was the intent to just really annoy me and get me out of the game?
This
Those
is a
are two
safe
different things.
space. So
I will never forget that. God, it hurts so bad. Getting hit with a paintball, it
Now,
sucks.
There's one more thing. Like, if you're this kid's dad
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
you hear about it,
Oh,
that he
you're
got his
getting
two buddies to do this
belt.
to the ex-girlfriend, that's different. We're only talking about this through criminal. There's also just being a good dude. And if I found out my son and his buddies did that to his ex-girlfriend, he'd have problems at home.
Which guy
the son
version
would
is
have
he?
problems in my house.
That you came up with your theory thing. Which one is he?
Rick.
Rick.
Yeah, he's
Got
a
it.
He's for sure a Rick.
Okay.
But that's where it's like they may be using the game of dodgeball to be Ricks, and that is also a problem. Should it be criminal? No, but you absolutely cannot do that to a girl, which goes to the point that men should not be playing in female sports for this reason. They're stronger.
There you go.
There you go. Tie
There
it all
you go,
together,
Kayce.
Will.
Or, yeah. Or this is a girl playing a boy sport, then she accepts the risks when she stepped into the arena.
Is dodgeball technically
what
a
it
boy's
was.
sport?
Yes.
We all know it is. We all know it is. When we play it, we all know
All
what's
sports are
happening.
boy sports.
Oh
It's
my
bad.
God.
All boy sports.
Oh,
Here
here
we
we
go.
go. Here we
My
go.
goodness, just get
Ice
women out of
skating?
sports. Period.
I
I see
want
everything.
nothing to
Ice
do with
skating,
this.
Patrick?
Yes, men are better figure skaters too. Better tennis players. Better everything.
Oh.
I
We do
will.
higher
Come on,
axles.
Patrick.
I will say that yes,
Better
dodgeball
gymnasts?
is inherently seen as a guy's
Cheerleading?
sport. No, cheerleading is a.
She's an Aggie.
They're cheerleaders.
She's an Aggie. Be
He would
Don't
say
do
careful.
that's
it.
not a sport.
We
Women
do
are
not
better
have male
cheerleaders?
cheerleaders.
Oh.
He would
We
say
do
that's not a sport.
You do have male
have
cheerleaders.
male cheerleaders. We
Yes, you
have
do.
yell leaders.
They wear
and
overalls, right?
Female. What? That's not a cheerleader.
It's like,
what?
It's like a cheerleader outfit. It's practically.
They do
an
not
outfit
wear a
for cheerleaders.
cheerleader
They
outfit.
lead yells.
Yeah,
Is it
yells.
one piece?
Yeah, what do cheerleaders do?
They lead
It
cheers.
is a one piece. I think it's a one piece.
Yeah.
Is it a one piece?
It's a one
that
piece.
they
No,
wear?
it's
Or
not
is
a
it
one
two
piece.
pieces?
It's a onesie.
It's not. It is not. And the only reason I know that for a fact is because when John Gruden lost a bet to me last year when A&M beat Notre Dame, they were going to send him a yell leader suit, and it is 2 pieces with a belt. Thank you very
Cheerleader
much.
suit.
Thank you.
So you
Based
can't
off
just
the
get
Navy.
coveralls at Home Depot. You can't get
well,
white
they do have
coveralls at Home
overalls.
Depot.
They do have the overalls. There's, we're getting. Didn't you just talk about how much you hate Austin? Now, what are you doing? I bet you, if you went to College Station, Texas, you would love how conservative it is. Thank you.
Well, I'll be in Austin for the next couple of years. All right, that's got to do it for us today. Kayce Smith from Barstool. We always love her hanging out with us. Thank you so much, Kayce.
Thanks, Will.
All right, follow us on Spotify or Apple. We'll see you again next time.